Very good evening to you, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Q8 Pilot channel. Today, we are going to be taking a preview look at the cargo beast, no other than the Felis Boeing 747-200, the freighter version, of course. And of course, I have a special affinity to the Felis 747 for being one of the most advanced classics available today for a flight simulation. I don't think that there is anything that matches the depth of system simulation and the fidelity of this aircraft today when it comes to the 747 Classic. A one-of-a-kind aircrafts by Felis. And we have, of course, flown many times the Felis 74, the passenger variant. Now, if you own this aircraft already, you can get the cargo version for $30. If you don't, you're going to have to pay the full price for it because it is essentially the full aircraft. So this is not a copy of the passenger variant, but a completely built aircraft to be the cargo variant of the aircraft. Different systems and performance and everything else, and it's got a new sound set too, so we're going to take a look at that as well during our flight today. But first, let me welcome all of you guys in chat. Mr. Rand Cooley, welcome aboard. Typical Guy, Eker, welcome. Wolf Bride, perfect combination. Polder Pilot, welcome aboard. Hello Stan, welcome aboard. TriStar Productions, welcome. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you all with me this evening. Our SimBrief plan is showing a strange departure today from 24 left. So maybe they're saying that 06 right is not used, but it has favoring wind. And the same thing goes for 07 left and 07 right. So we'll wait a little bit for the weather conditions. Both the runway 24 left and 06 and 07 are on the far end of our current position. We are currently parked in the FedEx cargo area in this Atlas Air, which is a really, really nice livery. This aircraft, by the way, with the registration number November 809er Mike Charlie, is 51 years old. So I don't know if the aircraft still flies today, but we are going to definitely fly it. And our flight today is going to be from Los Angeles to San Francisco. I thought that this is not a real world route for the aircraft. It has a hub in Chicago, in Los Angeles, in Juneau as well, surprisingly. So this is not a real world route, but a route sufficient enough for us to put the aircraft to the test and get a feel for it. I have only done one test flight with it, and I was really amazed at the depth and how much fun is it to fly a classic like the 74 cargo variant of the Felis 747. So in the cockpit, you will notice a few things that are different, one of which is this area here. The engine instruments is very different from the passenger variant, and some of the instrumentation as well here, and right there looks a little bit different. A few variations on the engineer panel, I think over here, but everything else is pretty much the same. The aircraft has a slightly different checklist as well. We're going to be taking a look at that today, and hopefully by the end of today's flight, you'll be able to fly the 74 cargo variant, just like, flying the passenger variant of the aircraft. So that out of the way, let us first come over here and set up our, let me actually first turn on the battery. So we're going to come here, and battery is on, and standby power to normal. And that will allow us to connect the ground power. So we're going to go to ground.
Cockpit to ground, put the chocks on.
And you have a new sound set there for the crew
Cockpit
as
to
well.
ground, connect ground power.
All right, so we're going to... He almost shouts. All right, so the ground power has been connected now, and with that...
Power connected.
Yeah, all right, so we've got the ground power, so we can go external power here, and now we have the external power powering up the aircraft, And if we come down here and say external power, you can see that there is a positive load here on both external power 1 and 2. Right. Next, we're going to come to the aircraft. Let's see here. We want to go to the ground, and we want to open. Now, you can open the nose from the, let me see here. All right, so we're going to click here. There we go. So if we go now to the outside, you'll notice that the nose starts opening, and there is actually a there you can actually control this from the cargo hold. So there is a switch there. You can see that it's very slowly opening now, and you can also control it from the in transit stop opening. So we'll leave it now, and you can also open all the cargo doors as well. So we're going to come here, and now we're going to go to the payload. We're going to bring up our SimBrief plan. And let's say cancel that. 7 knot. That's tailwind, isn't it? Yeah, that's tailwind. That's fine. Okay, so let's see here. We are going to... we're going to go to SimBrief. And we want to take our... We don't have that many passengers, so on a flight like this, you know, you have probably 3 or 4 people on board. And we're going to put the cargo to load. So we're going to put, I want to change this to Imperial units. And we're going to go back to payload. And we want to add maybe, let's see, 17,000 pounds. Actually, let's put 20,000 pounds of cargo to load. And then we're going to say load. Now it says, you can see that it's loading here. And if we go to the outside, yeah, it's still kind of opening here. I think maybe the hydraulics are not operating. Anyway, let's go ahead and start with our checklist. We'll wait for this a little later. Let's come over here and let's see here. All right, we're going to do all the checklist a little later, but first let's take a look here. Everything here is good. We can test that. Batteries are already on. Everything here is good. Everything here is good. And we can see that the aircraft is now refueling. We need to add our fuel as well. So let's do that real quick. We're going to go to refuel. And if we look at the block fuel today, 47,120. So we're going to round this to 48,000. And so we need to pump in some fuel, 48,000. And there we go, 48, 47, 48. There we go. And then we're going to say call the tanker to add this. There we go. And now the fuel, the aircraft's getting refueled. You can see the nose is opening now. Yeah, slowly but surely. And there is the fuel truck is now refueling the aircraft as well. Okay, perfect. So we're going to come back here now to the overhead panel, or the engineer station, beg your pardon. We're going to leave the bus power, galley power, on the off position. DC isolation buses are off. We can put this here on T. Yeah, we can see the positive charge. Everything here is good. We are still refueling, so we'll let that do its thing. But in the meantime, we're just going to check the gauges. So I'm going to press here and hold a little bit and then release. And then now it's performing the test. And we're going to come up here all the way, trim air open. Everything here is good. We'll leave the air conditioning on auto and normal. And the humidifier, we can leave that alone for the time being. We'll leave this on cool. And we can leave all of these valves closed for the time being. And we can come and set the altitude. So the altitude is 31,000 feet. And that is set. And we can leave the pressurization on auto. The baro today is, let's go quickly here to LAX and get the altimeter is 3000. So that is 300 is now set. And we're going to come and test all of this later. We just want to make sure everything here is in the correct position, which it is. And we're just going to double check that the... Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. No. We want to make sure that the jet and fuel channel panel, that all the switches here are closed. And then we're going to look on this side here, and we want to make sure that the oxygen supply here is 100%, and we can turn this on here. We don't need it for now. We can test this. Let me test this here. Again, we're testing the oxygen flow, and it checks okay. There we go. And everything here is good. Perfect. Okay. So back to the overhead panel now. And you can see now that the nose is open, and we can see the cargo inside the aircraft. Yeah, look at that. Let me just go in this way. No, that's not what I really wanted to do. There we go. All right, that's what I wanted to do. There we go. So you've got the aircraft now being, you see all the cargo in there. Yeah, definitely lots and lots of cargo in the aircraft. And back in the cockpit, we're going to go back to the overhead panel. Okay, so now we are going to go again top to bottom, left to right to go through our checks. So everything here checks okay. Lucas, welcome aboard. May Day, welcome aboard. Doug, welcome. Glad to have you with us, guys, this evening. Real Anish Danish Personal, welcome. If you move the external power switch to ground service, the nose door opens faster. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Okay. So everything here is good. The yaw dampers are fine. Anti-skid is on. Body string is armed. And then we're going to come here and set the INS switches to standby. And we're going to come down here. Everything here is good. We'll set this on USB. Doesn't do anything, but we'll just set it. And then we'll do the oil well fire test and test also the cockpit voice recorder. We're going to come here and arm the emergency lights. And next we're going to come here, turn on no smoking, fasten seatbelt sign. And we can call the cabin crew here as well. Obviously, there is no passenger announcements on a cargo aircraft. Right, so everything here is good. We're going to come over here and ignition switches are off. All the leading edge switches are off. We'll put this on USB. We are going to test the radio master is on. And now we can test the stall warning, Mach speed warning test, over rotation test. And then we're going to test the anti-ice. Perfect. And test the probe heat as well. We're going to turn them on. So this is part of the checklist. Actually, you turn these on. And we're going to turn the window heat on as well. We're going to test the lights here real quick, and we're going to turn on the nav lights, and everything here is done and dusted. Okay. Let's now head over to the instrument panel here, and we are going to test the instruments here. We're going to test the ILS as well. Again, to do this, you only need to have an ILS frequency tuned, any ILS frequency tuned in order to perform this test. And then we're going to test the height as well. Perfect. And that works beautifully. We don't need that. So I'm going to go back to the options, and I want the SIVA INS. There we go. Much better. Okay. Next, we are going to come down here. Altitude alert test. And the ground proximity warning test.
Glide slope.
And the rudder ratio test. Again, you can see those are illuminating here. Next, we're going to come here again and test the instruments on the first officer side. And we're going to click here, test the instrument here again. We get the warning test, and then we have the height test, altitude test there. Perfect. One more test we need to do is the reserve brake hydraulic system pressure test. So we're going to open that there, and then we're going to come over here, and we are going to turn on the electrical pump hydraulic system, pressurizes the hydraulics. And then if you come here now and close this, now you don't get that issue. You don't get the blinking light. So no. So now we know that we have pressurized the hydraulic system, and everything is good to go. Perfect. Next, we're going to come down here. We're just going to make sure that the transponder is on standby, and we have the N1 limit on TOD. We'll leave that one alone. We need to do that a little later. So for derating your takeoff, you can select the rating here, and then this is the auto throttle mode, which we will need a little later. We're going to make sure, again, the aileron trims are set to 0 and 0, and everything is checked. Perfect. All right. Now it's time to set up our INSs, and to do this, we're going to first perform the test here, and next we are going to bring up Navigraph charts. Another reason why you should get Navigraph charts, and we are currently sitting at the FedEx cargo terminal. So we are going to go to taxi, and we're going to go to, now this is a really large airport, Los Angeles. So let's see, which one is it? I believe, let me scroll in here. What does it say here? For individual gates, is this the one? Contact ground for pushback, taxi coordinates. Maybe it's not this one. That's definitely not that one. And that's Tom Bradley. That's Cargo West. That isn't the one. That isn't the one. It must be this one. Let me take a look here. That's Singapore Airline, Imperial Cargo, United, FedEx. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And we are currently situated at position 7 at the FedEx cargo area. So this is the initial position that we need to enter into the INS. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so very easy to do this. Again, not a big deal. We're going to switch the knob here to position. And we are going to, why is this showing? All right. So anyway, we are going to enter this position here, which is 3356. I think it's got the current position already lined up here. But anyway, we're going to enter whatever we get here. So we're going to go to, let's see, north, 33560, 33560, insert, and then it's west, 118232. That's already there. We need first to say west, and then 118232, and insert. Perfect. Now we have the first INS device set up. Next, we're going to go to the second one here. I think it's already got with a minor variation, but let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to say north, 33560, 33560, insert, and then west, 118232, and insert. And finally, we're going to come to the last one here. Let's go ahead and test that one as well. And then we're going to go to the position, and we're going to insert the north position, which is, again, 33560, 33560, insert, and west, 118232, and insert. Perfect. Now we have all the INSs initialized, and we can come now to the electronic flight bag, and we're going to go to the INS, and then we're going to select Open Flight Plan. We're going to select KLAX to San Francisco. As you can see, there are only 3 waypoints. This is the first one. The second is a VOR station, and then it's the Surfer transition, which is the transition into our star at San Francisco. All right, perfect. North Gaming, welcome aboard. Sim Crash Flyer, welcome. Glad to have you here. And we have also MC Wit, welcome aboard. Luca One, welcome. I think you guys have got the answer from Stan there. Yep, X camera, that's right. All right, so now we're going to say right from 2. So if I click here, and now if I go to waypoint, and I cycle through, you'll see that I have the 4 waypoints in our INS, so we are ready from that perspective. Okay, now we have the full nose open, and look at that, ladies and gents. What a beautiful sight of a truly a beast, and at the same time, the queen of the skies. Look at that, just absolutely gorgeous. It looks absolutely incredible. Very, very nice texturing. The sounds, the very high fidelity representation of the 7.4 classic cargo variant. Okay, perfect. So we are good here, and now we can go and do all the tests that we need to do. Okay, so first we are going to start the APU. We've already, let's go ahead and do the test here. Okay. All right, and we're going to leave that alone for the time being. We're going to come down here and let's see. What other tests do we need to perform? The oxygen test is good. The bus needs to be off, so we'll leave those guys off. We'll leave everything here. We're going to test the rate limit. Perfect. And you can switch this to manual and do it yourself as well, which is, I think, required. Okay, we'll reset the fuel used, which is probably none at this point because we don't have the APU or the engines running. We can do the squib test here real quick. All right, and the fire test. Perfect. We'll test the equipment cooling, checks okay, and the blower selector, and checks okay. Let's test the aft cargo heat, and it checks okay. We'll set that to normal, and then we can test the lower cargo fire protection and the fire bottles as well, bottle 1 and 2, and everything here is there. We'll do it one more time. There we go. Excellent. And then test number long window overheat, heli overheat. Test 1 and 2 is performed. Nose door test and reset. And the smoke detector test A and B are test. Again, this is something a little different from the passenger variant. So you notice that there is a little bit of a change there. All right, so we're going to do the lamp test here. Perfect. And then we're going to also press to read. Potable water is full, so we are good there. And everything is in tip-top shape. Okay, now we are going to come here to the checklist. We need to check the... Actually, just only that. That's your takeoff warning test. Let's take a quick look here and see what's going on there. It's still not... I think we need to go to align. So we'll put this align, and align. Okay, now we need to wait for this to align, or we can do the quick test. But now, quick align. But now let me just take a quick look here. All right, so the doors seems to have closed. So let me just go here to the aircraft under payload. Yeah, so cargo to load, ground. So we can actually open the cargo. The nose door is open. Open cargo forward, open cargo aft. So I just really want to show you those two because I think it looks really cool with the cargo doors open. So, and the animation is done quite nicely as well. So, as you can see here, it looking really, really good. Okay, so with that, we are going to go to the checklists, and we are going to go here. This is the before start checklist, and let me just make sure here, cockpit preparation complete, oxygen mask quantity is checked, flight control power switches are on, buddy steering is armed, INS mode is nav, emergency light armed, cabin signs are on, stall warning has been checked, window heat is on, probe heat is on, airspeed bugs that we need to set. So let's come to the performance, which is right there. And we're going to read the information now from the sim, and the airport is KLAX. So we're going to enter that and hit enter. Now we want to select our departure runway, and our departure runway today is 24 left. So we're going to select 24 left there. And now it's got all the information set up. We're going to read the sim weather. And now it's got all the information for us here. Required runway, the corrected runway, the takeoff weight limit. Everything is good here. We're going to click here once to set the bugs. And we have V1, V-rotate, and V2. Check out V1, guys. 129 knots. Wow. Wow. Flaps 10 at 147. Okay, so we're good here for flaps 10. Okay. And next we're going to go now to the checklist and start the checklist.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit preparations.
Complete.
Complete. Complete. Oxygen mass and quantity.
Checked.
Checked. Checked. Flight control power switches.
On.
Body gear steering.
Arm.
INS mode.
One moment.
INS mode nav. INS. That's not that. That's the switches here. All right, so they're all ready now. As you can see now, we have the green light. Nav, nav, and nav. There we go.
Emergency lights.
Armed.
Cabin signs.
On.
Stall warning. Checked. Normal.
Perfect.
Probe heat. On. Window heat. On. Radios and altimeters.
Set.
Set. Set. Airspeed.
Bugs set.
Bugs set. Bug set. Engine limits.
One moment.
All right, so the engine limits are right here.
Set.
Set. Set. Brake pressure. Bump on and checked. Number 1 air pump. Off. Parking brakes.
Set.
Start levers.
Cut off.
Gear pins.
Removed.
Galley power. Off. Fuel. Wait.
All right, so it wants us to turn on the fuel. So let's go ahead and do that.
4, 7, 9, 6, 1. Bounce. Set for start.
Pressurization.
Auto.
Pack valves.
1 open.
Air pumps.
Off.
Start pressure.
0 psi.
Cargo doors.
Let's see.
All right, so it needs the cargo doors to be closed at this point. So we're going to wait for the cargo doors here are closed, but we need to close the nose gear as well. So it's going to close a little slow. So here, let's go and see if the advice we've received helps us ground service. So let's do that and see if that helps. Let's see. Ground power. There we go. And let's see if that helps. I think it does help, yeah. It's much faster now. Well, thank you for the tip, my friend. Hello, Dougal. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us this evening. EDDC spotting, good evening to you. From Dresden, welcome. Okay. So we're just going to wait now for the cargo doors to close. What a nice looking aircraft. Huge aircraft. All right, perfect.
Before start checklist. Complete.
All right, so the before start check is complete, and we are now ready for engine start. So here's what we're going to do, folks. We are going to come to the overhead panel, and the first we want to do is we want to turn on our beacon lights on. Let's see, what else do we need here? All right, let's remove the chocks and the ground power unit. So we're going to come here to ground and
Cockpit
remove the
to ground.
chocks.
Remove the chocks. Cockpit to ground. Disconnect ground power.
We shouldn't have done that.
Ground power disconnected. Shocks removed.
Yeah, we shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I forgot. My bad. It's so cool that the nose door system is simulated, not just an animation. Correct. Yes, agreed. All right, we'll just wait here for the RPM. Brilliant. Blade air open. Auxiliary power. There we go. All right, so now we have the aircraft powered again. And we have the bleed, the APU bleed running. Now, for engine start, we're going to turn off the pack and we're going to turn on the bleed air switches like so. And we are now pretty much ready to go. And one thing we need to do here is we need to set the stab in the green. So for that, we're going to click there. And now the stab trim is in the green. The speeds are already set. And let me just take a quick look here. V2, yeah, is already set to 152. And we are now ready to start the engines. Okay, so we're going to set this, by the way, to waypoint. And we're good here. So we're going to come here. We don't need to push back because the aircraft is already in a position to start. So we're just going to go ahead and start the engines here. And there's no start switch is what I've noticed. And you just go and start this. So we're going to start with engine number 4.
Starting engine 4.
Starter valve open.
All right, start valve is open. Look at this beautiful cockpit. Really, really nice. All right, so there we go. Everything here is set. We'll wait for...
And to 10%.
All right, and to enter percent.
Fuel on.
Fuel on. And now, let's switch to the outside and listen to the engine sounds. Oh, yeah. Very, very nice indeed. All right. So let's go now to, we're going to start engine number 1. Engine number 1 is, and engine number 4 is stable. So let's go to engine number 1. Yep.
Starting engine 1.
Starter valve open.
All right, start valve is open. Very, very nice cockpit. Let's set this to 31,000 feet.
And to 10%.
And to 10%. And
Fuel on.
fuel is on. Okay, that is set.
Light up.
All right, lights up. And we're just going to wait now for the engine to stabilize. Hello, Omer. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. Mr. Cruty Fruity, welcome aboard. Is a new purchase or part of the original Felis? That is
Starter
a new
off.
purchase. Okay, starter off. It's $30 if you already own the 7.4 passenger variant, and it's full price if you're just going to buy this for the first time. All right, let's go ahead and start engine number 2.
Starting engine 2.
Starter valve open.
All right, start valve is open. Perfect.
And to 10%.
And to 10%.
Fuel on.
Fuel on.
Light up.
And one more engine to go. Listen to the engine sounds, guys. Very, very nice. All right. Let's go ahead and start engine number 3.
Starter off.
Starting engine 3.
Starter valve open.
All right, that's the last engine. We can turn on the flight director. And we're going to set this to alt select, 31,000 feet.
And to 10%.
And to 10%. And
Fuel
there we
on.
go. Fuel is on.
Light up.
All right. And next we're going to go to the checklist. Let's go to the next checklist. Hydraulics, doors, equipment. Okay, so let's
Starter
go.
off.
Starter off. All right, so the valves are open. We're going to turn on the hydraulic system. We're going to turn off the electrical pump hydraulic system 4. And everything is pretty much ready to go. Anti-skid hydraulic, it says. All right, looks like everything here is good. Power off. Yeah, okay. So now we are going to come over here and go gen close. Okay. Why is this not? And what else we Tarek? So we don't need anything here. So we're going to turn off the APU bleed and stop the APU. There we go. And just wait here. All right, so that has gone away. Everything is good. And everything is good here. Everything is good here. Perfect. Okay, so now we can do the flight control check. Let me switch to the outside and do this. So you guys can, let's see, full up, full down, full left, full right, neutral. And now we can do the check here and start.
After start checklist.
Ailerons and rudder trim. 0. Electrical.
No lights, essential normal.
Hydraulics.
Auto and normal.
Doors.
Closed.
Ground equipment. Cleared. After start checklist. Complete.
All right, and the after start check is complete. And the next checklist is the before takeoff. Now, this aircraft actually has a auto brake, so we're going to arm that for takeoff. Anti-skid is on, so we're going to close that. And let's see what else we need to do. Nasal anti-ice, flaps. We need to set flaps 10. So let's do that. Look at the slats there. Very, very cool. And there's the flaps extending now. Look at the landing gear. Beautiful. All right. That's done. And what else do we need to do? Let's take a quick look. Galley power is on. So we're going to come here. And we're going to put the galley power on. And we're going to turn on the recirc fans as well. We're going to leave the packs off for the time being. And we'll turn them, maybe we can put it on, we'll turn one of them and turn it back off for departure. And we also want to set our bugs. So first, let me go to INS. And we're going to switch this to INS as well. INS, there we go. And next, we are going to set our heading bug. Let's see here. Why? All right, let me switch back to radio real quick. All right, so the heading bug. All right, we want 300. All right, which is our runway heading. 300, 240, isn't it? All right, well, that's where we want to go. So let me just set that there. Perfect. All right, let's go back to INS. Okay. All right. So everything is good here. This is already on alt select. Everything is good here. The speed is already set. And this is now on TOD. And we don't actually, we'll put the rating system here. What does this one read? It says 4%. It's 10% and that's 4%. Okay, well that works. Okay, so let's see here. What do we have? Before takeoff, APU as required. Fuel is set for takeoff, air conditioning and lighting. All right, so we're going to do all these checks here.
Before
And
takeoff checklist.
we will...
Auto brake, takeoff.
Arm.
Nacelle and the ice.
Parking brake released.
Off.
Flight and nav instruments.
Aligned, no flags.
Aligned, no flags.
Flaps.
One moment.
I thought we said flaps. Ah, all right. There we go.
Flaps 10.
Flaps 10, green light.
Flight controls.
Sorry.
Thought we've already done that, haven't we? All right, let's do it again.
Checked.
Stabilizer trim.
3 units, switch set, no lights.
Galley power.
On.
APU as required. Fuel set for takeoff. Air conditioning and pressurization set and auto. Annunciator lights checked.
All right, so the rest we're going to do just right before takeoff. So that's like after the line or below the line, whatever you call it. So we'll do that after departure, right before departure at the takeoff, at the hold short for runway 24 right, 24 left, sorry, 24 left. Okay, so we want to go to 24 left. So I'm going to remove this here. I'm going to remove that. And we are going to zoom in here and let's see. This is 24 left here. So that's the runway right there. Let me switch this to, let's see, world map. There we go. That's better. So that's 24 left right there. We are right here, so we need to kind of go all the way, cross through the terminal area, and then head over to 24 left. So let me see here. All right, let's make a turn here. We'll go across the runway, and then we'll head over to the terminal area and head over to 24 right on the other side of the airport. Wow. There. All right, let's make a turn here. We'll go back on the taxiway and we'll make the turn here for runway 24 left. Very nice rendition of Los Angeles International by Mr. X, or Short Final. One of the best, really, renditions, and one of the nicest airports in X-Plane. The aircraft is looking great, yeah. X-Plane clouds are looking fantastic, guys. Let me bring the volume down a bit. That way you can hear me better. There we go. And it's really a beautiful aircraft to look at. I mean, the exterior view of the 7.4 is really a sight to admire. A huge, huge aircraft. Very nice. Beautiful texturing as well. All right. Back in the cockpit, everything is going exactly as it should. Always a pleasure taxiing at LAX and admiring the work by Short Final. Huge airport. I've been to this airport many, many times in real life, and I have to say that they've done it really well, especially the Tom Bradley terminal. Looks really fantastic. Mr. X also has some amazing freeware sceneries. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good afternoon, Drew Stone 77. Welcome aboard. If we look here, we still have to go all the way, make the turn after that American Airlines building to cross over to the other side of the airport. So it's going to be a bit of a long taxi today, but we have a beautiful aircraft to admire, and the cockpit is on the 7.4. They really nailed it. I mean, look at that. This looks exactly like the real aircraft. So well done. Very authentic. Even the curvatures there, it looks so nice and so authentic. Very nice aircraft. Altogether, definitely worth its money. And Felis has really put in his heart in the development of this aircraft for X-Plane. And the results is really one of the finest aircraft, one of the finest payware aircrafts of a classic jet for flight simulation. Very well done aircraft. I know there is an aircraft being developed for Microsoft Flight Sim, the 742. I can't remember. Is it the Flight Sim Studios, or was it? I can't recall who's building it, or was it any builds? I really don't know. I'm not sure. All right, so we've passed the American building, and now we can go to the other side. This Continental on this side here to our left, and that's the American Airlines maintenance hangar. There, and we're going to go now all the way to the other side, cross over, make a right, and head over to 24 left, or 24 left, yeah, for the departure. So we are right here now taxiing on Papa. After Papa, we'll take taxiway Echo, and it will take us all the way to 24 left. Perfect. The ground markings, by the way, on this scenery is done true to life. Very nice marking, very accurate details. So if you're, for example, flying VATSIM or IVAO or any online network, I highly recommend the Mr. X scenery if you want to fly in or out of Los Angeles, because the signage of this airport is done to a very high degree of accuracy. And you can also verify this with the Navigraph charts. You'll see that they are pretty much matching. So this is taxiway Delta, and then taxiway Echo is right there. So let's go ahead and take taxiway Echo. There we go. And we'll take this all the way down to runway 24 left for departure. Here is taxiway Echo. And it's going to be at the far end of the, even the 3D grass is done so well on this version of Los Angeles by Mr. X. Here you can see, I think, the Tom Bradley terminal from this side here, and it looks fantastic. Very nice. You've got Southwest Airlines as well. They're gearing up for departure. Overall, the Felis 747 fleet, which comprises of now 2 aircraft, the passenger variant as well as the cargo variant, is probably one of the best airliners developed for X-Plane. And the system fidelity and the depth of simulation is something really to be appreciated. This aircraft does require a bit of a learning curve, so it is not a very easy aircraft to learn and fly. I hope that I've gave you a good overview at the very beginning of the stream of how to actually start the aircraft and perform all the necessary tests so that you can pass the checklist that are built in with the aircraft. All right, so we are getting now close to runway 24 left here. This is we are on taxiway Echo. We're going to continue on Echo until 24 left there, the hold short, and then we will configure the aircraft for departure. Everything here looks good. Airspeed here, flaps are set, all is good, perfect. And I highly recommend that you do the checklist with this aircraft. Because if you don't, you will more than likely run into issues up in the air. So you want to make sure that this aircraft is configured exactly as it should before taking off, or you're going to face issues. That's for sure. All right, so that's 24 left. We're going to go for the next turn, and that puts us exactly at the very beginning of the runway right there. So that's hold short for runway 24. As a matter of fact, let's take the very next one as well. Actually, yeah, let's take the next one. So we're just going to hold short here for runway 24 left. Configure the aircraft for the departure. It gives us, it's a wide aircraft and very, very long. So we do need this space there to complete the turn and line up with the runway. All right, so we're going to do takeoff lights or landing lights as strobes are on. And we need to turn off the body steering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually line up on the runway, and then we're going to turn off the body steering and complete the checklist. All right, here we go. That Alaska aircraft should be fired. Or actually, let's fire the controller. All right. So we are at 24 left. We are going to set the parking brake briefly here. And let's go ahead and go through the checklist. So the transponder goes to TARA, which it is. This is set to TOD. And let's see here. Ignition. All right. Ignition needs to go to flight start. So there we go. Flight start. And flight start. Come on. There we go. Flight start is set. And landing lights and strobes are on. Body gear steering, we need to disarm that. And finally, we need to the before takeoff. All right, so let's go ahead and read
Transponder.
TARA.
Ignition. Flight start. Landing lights and strobes.
On.
Body gear steering.
Disarm.
Before takeoff checklist. Complete.
All right, so the before takeoff checklist is complete. Now, relative to the runway, so if I zoom out, you'll see that this is us right here at 24 left. And after departure, we're going to make a slight right turn to intercept the Ventura VOR, which is the beginning of our flight path there. There is no, unfortunately, SIDS and stars with the INS, so we're going to have to manually do this initially. So we're all configured here, guys, ready to go. We're cleared for takeoff, runway 24 left. Let's go. All right. Let's give it power.
Stabilized.
Engines are stable. And toga in 1.
Thrust set.
80 knots.
Check.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive weight.
Gear up.
Gear up.
All right. Let's begin the turn. All right. And now we can go to autopilot. And we're going to go to INS. All right, perfect. And next we're going to go and turn on the packs here. We're going to put this on the off position. Perfect. 250. And then we're going to go to the vertical speed. Vertical speed. Ah, yes. We're going to increase the speed here to 250 knots. There we go. And if we look at our plan here, it says we are going to Ventura, as you can see. All right, 7,000. We're climbing. All is looking good. Now we can go to... so IS is going to hold the speed. So we're just going to let it climb there. And we can, after 10,000 feet, all right, so we are approaching 10,000. Landing lights are off. Runway turn-off lights are off. And we can go to the next checklist. Let's go and start that.
After takeoff checklist.
Ignition. Flight start. Cabin signs as required. Landing lights off. Landing gear up, no lights and off. Flaps. Oh, this.
We messed up the flaps, guys.
Flaps up.
I remember in my test flight I forgot to do that, and what is going to happen is we completely destroyed the flaps. So if this happens to you, no worries. We're in a sim after all, so we're going to go to this service, go to failures. No, we don't have any failures.
Up,
So
no lights.
all right, so we
Cargo
didn't.
door
Okay,
and
that's
then
good.
shader lights extinguished. APU bleeder switch close. APU shut down. Isolation valves both open. After takeoff checklist complete.
All right, and the after takeoff checklist is complete, and we are looking good. Look at those beautiful clouds here as we climb to our cruise altitude. Wow, look at that, ladies and gents. Now that is immersive. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. We need to set the power here to climb mode. All right, that's climb. Okay, perfect. And let's take a look here at our speed. We can increase the speed now to 269 knots. That's fine. And we continue the climb. We need to set the altimeter to 29902. All right, that is set. 29902 is set here as well. Perfect. All right, so if we look here at the map here as we arrive into Ventura, we're going actually to Romeo Zulu Sierra, which is the VOR station here, and that would be the very first one, the very first waypoint in the flight plan. The next one is going to be Surfer, then it's going to be the descent towards San Francisco. So if let me switch this back to satellite, right? I think it looks better. And we're going to take a look at 28 right. So if I click here and go to 28 right, 28 right, this one here. All right. Now there's a VOR station here, which is the Woodside VOR. Now after we arrive into Surfer, there is no star. So there is a star in the flight plan, but there is no star for the aircraft to fly. So we're going to have to fly manually for the rest of the flight. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to track this VOR station after Surfer. We're going to fly direct to it, and the frequency is 113.9er. So I'm going to put 113.9er in here, and that is going to be the frequency we track after we reach Surfer. We want to make sure this is on Alt Select. Not sure why it got, for some reason it was disengaged. So it is now on IAS. We're coming up to 31,000 feet, which is our cruise altitude. And I think I can now look back at chat and answer some of your questions. Beast of a plane, absolutely. Thanks for the fun start. Beautiful takeoff. And sorry, I need to scoot. Have a great flight. Thanks very much, Stan. Take care, my friend. Looks like it's Freighter November. First the 747 and then the 777 around the corner. Tobias, how are you? Should I buy Felis 747 or Flight Factor 767? If you ask me, if you really want a challenge and you really want to have fun, go for the Felis 747. The 767, no. Now, if the question was, do I get the Felis 747 or the Flight Factor 777, that is a completely different question. But the 767 versus Felis 747, absolutely go for the Felis. No questions. Is this a new Felix or FPS? No, this is Felis. Hello there, Jack. Welcome aboard. Which simulator are you for more? Explain. Kristen from the US of A. Welcome aboard. Land of the free, home of the brave. All right. Ooh, our speed. Speed. All right, let's come here down and click on speed. And we're going to click on cruise. And that will retard the throttle. Right. Kind of got carried away there. So now it's going to maintain the speed that we've dialed in here. And by the way, folks, this is not going to be a very long flight. You can see that we're already, if we look here, so let me put, we have, that's, I think, the ILS frequency. Let me just take a quick look here and admire the outside. Look at those clouds and this beautiful livery of Atlas Air in the, ooh, look at those contrasts. Ooh, sexy. Very, very sexy. All right. So, yeah, it does... if you've flown the 7.4 passenger variant, it should be fairly easy for you to fly this one. If you haven't, then I suggest that you take a look at this stream because it should help you, you know, starting up the aircraft as per the aircraft checklist. At least you'll be able to check all the things that are required. Maybe I didn't do it in the right sequence, but I think I made it in a sequence that makes sense and easy to follow, I hope. Okay, so if I bring up our Navigraph charts and we look down here, destination distance is 248 nautical miles. We are descent to destination 788, so we are still good here. We're going to stay in cruise for a little while, and maybe we'll begin the descent at 1,500 feet per minute. Right now, everything here is looking good. We'll leave that. We'll use vertical speed today for the descent into San Francisco. Let's see. Broncos country. Traffic global. Yeah. I've got a similar question. What is your experience with the Rotate MD-11F? I'm thinking of getting it. It's a Black Friday sale. It's a beast of an aircraft. Again, very, very fun aircraft to fly. It takes a little bit of learning as well because it's very different from Boeing and Airbus. There are some similarities. So if you've flown both Boeing and Airbus, you should be fairly. Things should look familiar for you. But there are a few differences, some major differences. So look at those clouds, guys. Wow, looks fantastic. There we go. Look at those clouds. Yeah. Very, very nice indeed. How about that for XP12? Look at those clouds. Wow, this looks gorgeous. Screenshot material right there. Beautiful. Very, very realistic. Wow, this is amazing. All right. It is a beautiful sim, without a doubt. MSFS contender now. It's always been. Favorite X-plane aircraft? Many. Flight Factor 777 version 2, the Dash 8 Q400, the Tolus aircraft, the Felis aircraft, the X-Crafts, E-Jets, the King Air by Airfoil Labs, the V-Flight Air fleet of aircraft. All their Pipers are great. So yeah, there's that's a whole bunch of aircraft that are my favorites in X-plane 12. So I think in the very recent future, I have been really contemplating early retirement, and I think what I want to do is I want to dedicate myself to the channels that I have, Q8 Pilot, of course, being the top priority in that sense, and my other channel, which is the Genovate channel, with the slogan, Work Better with AI. So I've started this channel recently, and I think that this is what I'm going to do when I retire, and I think I'm going to retire a lot sooner than I thought I would. Just, you know, sometimes, guys, you reach a stage in life where, you know, you're just not, you know, you're not content with, you know, your what you're doing, and you want something. Here's now we're making the turn towards surfer, and I am entitled for it. So yeah, I've worked for 26 years, so yeah, why not? So this is a thought that I have been really contemplating. I'm not that old, but I'm not young either. I'm 51 years of age now. So I don't want to wait until I'm very old to retire. I want to retire young, where I'm still, you know, full of life, full of energy, so I can do stuff and can enjoy it with my you know, kids. They're not kids anymore. I mean, they're all grown-ups, but yeah, that's something that I definitely want to do. I married very young, so my kids are, my eldest is 24, and my youngest is 12, and I've got 4 of them. So so yeah, that's definitely something that I want to do. I can't wait to get my new PC parts and get rid of my bad X-plane graphics at the moment. Cool. Fire equals financial independent, retire early. No, that's not it. I mean, where I work right now is a really great place to work, and I have the appreciation of everyone. So it's not really, you know, but I am considering early retirement. I just want to do different things with my life. Arabesque, oh, Arabesque, of course. Yeah, Arabesque is, I got it from Felis. I got the 747-200 from Felis himself. So I think he's given copies to V1, to Flight Deck to Sim, and to myself. I'm not sure if he's given anyone else, but at least those are the streams that I've seen. I used to be aircraft dispatcher for Atlas Air for 30 years. I used to dispatch the 747-200 and also the 7400 before I retired. Wow. Welcome, Daniel. Glad to have you here, and thanks for sharing that with us. Really appreciate it, my friend. What's your take on the FPS, new and improved 747-8? I haven't seen it yet. Is it released? I don't know. How do you get it directly from Felis? Kristen, you have to wait until the aircraft is released and purchase it. All right. So let's take a quick look here at our flight plan, and we are descending. Yeah, we can remain in cruise for a little longer, and then we're going to begin the descent. So far, all aircraft systems we can actually release, and that will lock that. So non-smoking. Back in the day, of course, you were able to smoke in the cockpit. Nowadays, of course, it is not allowed. Smoking is prohibited by law. But I remember the days where I used to smoke in the back of the aircraft. God, I just can't imagine how the smell must have been, really bad. Because although I'm a smoker, when I walk into an area where people are smoking, I just can't stand it. And that goes for the same, like the smoking rooms at airports. I can't stand being in there. It's just not good. So yeah, definitely an aircraft that is. You can here start the clock here as well. So overall, the Felis 747-200F is equally immersive and equally in-depth as the passenger variant, with very few changes, very few differences. The instrument panel is one here, as you can see, and but it's got all the all the features of the passenger variant, but minus the passengers. And you love how they simulated the nose dome there, the cargo, the nose door, and how. Thank you for. I can't recall who gave us the tip, but if you switch the external power to ground power or ground service, then you can you'll see that the nose door opens quicker and closes quicker. Whereas if it's on the external power. So if it's right there, here, in this position, then it takes literally forever to open and close. So, Golden Aviation, how are you doing, my friend? I'm doing very well, thanks for asking. I've been in flight sim too long to be fooled by that. Not following the conversation. Can you believe they didn't change the EFB? The EFB. Are you referring to this aircraft, the Felis? I think the EFB is just fine. Yeah. It's got all the things that I expect to find to operate the aircraft. It's been a while, my friend. How are you?
It's been a while, my friend. How are you?
Well,
Smile.
Drishal, welcome aboard. Member for 30 months. Thanks for the support, Drishal. It's been a very, very long time indeed. Yes. Very glad to have you here, Drishal. A lot of good things are happening at your end, I can see. So congratulations on your graduation and your achievement. You're in for a great career, my friend. And we're always going to be here to support you. And thanks for stopping by, my friend. I really appreciate that, Prashal. I miss you, man. All right. So we are now looking at, if I see here, 1,000. So we actually could begin the descent now at 1,000 feet per minute if we want. We are approximately 182 nautical miles. We are at 31,000. We want 1,800 feet, so we'll suppose 2,000. 2,000, that's 329. 29 times, so let's say 30, so 90 nautical miles. We add about 10. So we can begin actually in about 70 nautical miles or so. We'll begin the descent towards San Francisco. Look at those clouds though. Wow. Polder Pilot, welcome to Captain. Thank you so very much, sir, for your support. I really appreciate it, and I really like your captain hat. I think it's really cool. Welcome aboard, my friend. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it. It is a beautiful aircraft, without a doubt. Yes. Wings of Steel, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. Alrighty. All is looking good here. Aircraft, we can actually come here and we can open the reserves there so that we have the right balance. So let me open a couple of those and move the fuel into those tanks. Just kind of balance the aircraft out a little bit. Right, everything is in tip-top shape. We are at 270 knots, or Mach 0.73. And we're going to begin shortly the descent towards San Francisco. Again, we are going to track the wall side VOR into San Francisco, and then make the turn for the ILS runway 28 right. Q8, why on some videos you have the information. I lost that message. What happened to it? I'm sorry. On some videos you have the information bar in the top of the screen, and other videos no. I personally think it would be better without, but that's just my opinion. Well, so right now we have the Elevatics bar. The Elevatics bar is an overlay that provides you with information about the flight. I have made actually a poll on the channel, and most of you prefer that I do not use it. But the reason I'm using it today, or have been using it a little bit... Ooh! Trishal just came in with 5 Q8 pilot memberships. Trishal, thank you so much for the support. And guys, please do make sure you thank Trishal if you've gotten a gifted membership. That's very kind of you, Trishal. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you, sir. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Trishal. Thank you. So please, guys, be sure to say thank you if you have received a gifted membership from Trishal. Thank you very much again, Trishal. That's very generous of you, man. Really appreciate it. So, are you getting the term freighter that's releasing on Wednesday? Yes, definitely. You sure did, Golden Aviation, and that was courtesy of our very good friend Drishal, who's gifted 5 memberships here on the channel. Thank you so much, Drishal. All right. If we look here now, the descent to destination is 1292. So if we look here, we are halfway through to Surfer. So we are going to begin the descent now. And what we're going to do is initially we are going to set this to 10,000 feet. Right, so that's 10,000 feet. All right. And what I will do is I'm going to set this to vertical speed, and we're going to descend at 1,000 feet per minute. There we go. Right, we can also track the speed a little bit to 265 knots. And now we have begun the descent towards San Francisco. The VOR is still a little too far for us to pick it up on the instruments, but we should be able to pick it up a little later. But as you can see here, this is the VOR station we want to track. The Woodside 113.9er. 113.9er. That's the one. The ILS frequency is 111.70 for 28 right. So that's 28 right, and that's 1170, and 284 is the approach course, which is already set. And now we have begun the descent towards San Francisco. Perfect. Which scenery do you use? Just type !scenery and you'll get the link to both airports links. Airport to strike that. the two airport links, the two airport scenery links in the chat. Well, took me a while to say that correctly. Wait, you forgot to finish your story about the information bar. So basically, recently I've been showing this information bar to support the guys over at Elevetics. This information bar comes from the Elevetics flight tracking software, which you can run, by the way, without the information bar. This is Elevetics right there. And if I click here to focus on the aircraft, that's us right there. So we took off from, that's us right here, I believe. That's us departing from Los Angeles. And that is us here. So this is our plan. This is our stats. And this is the screenshots drop. I guess you can crop them here. You can divert. You can do lots of different things. Pre-fill VATSIM. Fetch the VATSIM flight plan, and so on and so forth. So I just really wanted to promote their app and, you know, help them out. I've also subscribed to their Premier or Premium, not Premier, but Premium subscription, just to kind of support these guys. I think they deserve to be supported. Everything's free. You have everything free. You have even the information bar for content creators. It's a useful thing to have. But yeah, I do hear you. I'm not going to have it for, you know, forever. But I thought that it was a good gesture and a good thing to do on my part in appreciation of what the guys over at Elevetics have done for us in the community. Again, this is free. Elevetics is completely free, and you can download it, and it's just amazing. It's kind of like a Volanta alternative. Right? Your thoughts about Elevated versus Volanta. I prefer Volanta. I am subscribed to Volanta. I've been using Volanta for a very, very long time. So I do prefer Volanta for sure. Now for descent, we need to set the landing here to medium. We need to come here to the performance calculator. And we want to go to landing perf. The airport is going to be San Francisco, enter, and 28 right is the runway. We're going to read the weather from the sim. We're going to load the rate sheet from the sim, and we're going to set the landing distance, auto brakes medium, and we're going to click here to set the bugs. All right, we have all the landing information here. Perfect. Now, quickly here, looking at, yeah, we need to descend there. That's fine. 125. We're looking good. And we continue the descent now towards San Francisco. Perfect. Look at this view, guys. Wow. Lovely. All right. 24,000 for 1,800. Initially, we've set this to 10,000 feet. And essentially, we will... Okay. So now if I go to the Navigraph charts, you see we are coming here to heading towards the end of Surfer. So what we can do is we want to maintain this heading. So let me just come here. All right. So, all right. So if I check our heading, we can actually go to a heading of 3-3. No, that's 3-2, something like that. All right. So let me now switch to radio. Okay, so we're going to switch here to radio. And we're going to go to heading. All right, and I'm going to select heading. Heading select. Okay. And let's see here. Let me adjust the heading here a little bit. There we go. All right. And we can actually, if you look here, all right. So we're going to just continue all the way there until we reach the station, the VOR station. So closer to the station, we can switch them. So I go to VOR lock now, and let's see here. Let me see if we change the course. There we go. We've captured now the radial to the VOR station. Perfect. And we're going to keep that for the time being as we continue our descent towards San Francisco. Right, we need to set the elevation. So if we go here, do we have the elevation here? Let's see, ground, airport elevation is 13. So we're going to come here. Flight cabin. There we go. We set it there to 0. Perfect. And we continue now the descent towards San Francisco. I think the reserve valves, all the fuel has been transferred. So we'll leave it there. Perfect. And now we can see that we have equal fuel in all the tanks. Right. Perfect. Let's grab our altimeter. And we're going to also check the weather over at San Francisco. So let's go to the weather here. 29086. We have 236 knot wind, visibility 10 miles, few clouds at 700 feet. We have broken at 2800, and we have broken at 3100. The temperature is 15 Celsius. Altimeter is 29086. All right, perfect. 29086. And we're getting to 18,000 feet, so we're going to go to 29086. There we go. And we're going to make sure that it's set on the first officer's side. 29086, is it? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. All right. Now, if you... we are going to continue now to track the VOR. And I'll select as well at 10,000 feet. And if we look now at Navigraph chart, it's top shape now. I was speaking of the new SSG 747. Ooh, I'm getting a message that YouTube is not receiving video to maintain smooth streaming. Are you guys having any issues at your end? That's really the bad time for this to happen. Yeah, just right before we land. Not a good thing to happen. Yeah, it's stuttering. Yeah, it's buffering slightly. You just buffered. Okay. I had some stutters, but now it's gone. Okay. Same here. You are okay again now. Okay. All right. Let me just do a refresh here on my end. Well, I'm still getting the message that we're not good. So are you guys buffered? But it's fine now. Quality is a bit down though. I see. Well, I don't know what to do at this point. Let me see. I can stop the streaming software here and then restart it. So that's something I can do. Okay, now is the bit rate. Stop buffering. Okay. I'm still getting the message though. Let's see here. 5. Yeah. I still have the message on you. Okay, now it's okay. Yeah, you guys are right. Okay. Excellent connections now. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you, Rand. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Navigate, communicate, and then fix stream. That's a good one. I love it. All right, 13,000. Let's take a quick look here at our Navigraph chart, see where we are. So we are getting close now to our destination. We continue to descend. I'm going to reduce our speed to 250 knots now. So there we go, 250. That helps to slow us down a little bit. We're going to increase the rate of descent just a little bit here and take a look at the outside. Wow, look at that. Ooh, very, very sexy. All right. So if I look over here, let's see here. So that's us right there. So if I do to, there we go. Let me do that. All right. That puts us on a path to the VOR, which is right here. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we can go to we want to do we want to change this a little bit to fly
1,000 to level off.
All right, 1,000 to level off. That's 10,000 feet. So I'm going to go ahead now and decrease the altitude to 8,000 feet. All right, 10,000. Landing lights on. And the non-smoking and fasten seatbelt signs are now on. All right, now we can spot the DME to the station. So 55 miles. We are away from San Francisco. And what we can do, if you look here, so this is the station, okay? Now what we can do is we can make the turn now just past Salinas, okay? And we can go all the way here to the San Jose VOR and then fly direct over there. So we do have some mountain range here that we need to be careful about. And this area is a mountainous area. So if I remove this here, you can see that we're going to go through the mountains here over to San Francisco. So in just a little bit here, we're going to begin the turn to the right and fly a different heading there for San Francisco. We're going to fly a heading of, let me see here. All right. All right. So we are at 8,000. Let's go to 7,000. And we're going to go. There we go. We're going to go to heading select. And there's 7,000. Let's keep it at 7,000 for the time being. Just we want to make sure that we clear the mountains ahead, which are here. So that's Eddie. All right, let me switch our heading slightly to a heading of 240. There we go, 240. And we continue the descent now. The maximum speed, of course, below 10,000 feet is 250 knots or below. Everything is set. Wow. All right. Let's take a look here, and I think we're just fine. And we just want to pass the mountains a little bit before we can we have to pass the mountain range here, and once we do that we can begin the descent again towards San Francisco. I'm going to reduce our speed now to 240 knots. There we go, 240, and continue towards San Francisco at 7,000. If we look here, let's see. That's full at Eddie. Yeah, I think now that 9,500 is the... there's a restriction at 9,500 if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So we no longer need the VOR now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune back the frequency of the ILS, which is 111.7. All right, so 11.7. And now we have that tuned, and we're going to set the course to 284 degrees. 284. There we go. Now we also have the direction to the runway relative to the aircraft, and this is confirmed here. If you look here, we're going to make this. We're going to make the turn this way towards San Francisco. So we should be able to see the dials here. It will give you the distance to the ILS in a little while. But for now, we're going to keep at 7,000 feet until we pass this area here. Once we are here, so past Follette. At Follette, we can go ahead and descend. In fact, we can descend to maybe 6,000 right now. But since I really can't see anything, I don't want to risk it. So we'll just leave it at 7,000 right now. There's no terrain radar here. It will give you a warning that you're too low. Terrain. So the ground proximity warning, which is here, is the test for it is here, right there. It will sound, definitely says terrain, but it has, it doesn't have like a terrain radar. It does have a weather radar, looks like. This is your weather radar. Range and marks, 25. Scan, maybe go to 50 here. And yeah, it's definitely got a weather radar. I'm not sure if it works or not, but it's got one. There's definitely no terrain radar. And everything else is set up for our flight. Let's take a look here. This is still in alt select mode. So if we look now at the, yeah, we're pretty close now. So as soon as we pass this mountain range here, we'll begin the descent to 1,800 feet. If you put the weather radar into map mode, it works as a terrain radar. Map mode. Whoa, okay, what does that mean? Hold? Is it? There's only this. Range and markers, so I'm not really sure how to do that. Center pedestal. Is it here? Ah, okay. So this one here is map that. So this is the center. System 1, System 2. Yeah, I'm not sure if it goes on normal or which one. Don't know. Really. Adjust the tilt down. Oh. All right. Let's see that. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Let me just focus on this here. All right, so let me go and start the descent now to 1800. All right, that's 1800. And if we look here, now we can begin also the turn towards Eddy. So we're going to go to a heading of 325, sorry. And we're going to also go to 230 knots. There we go. Now we're going to go to VOR lock. And we should be able to get the... There we go. Now we have the distance. All right. All is good here. And let's go to a heading of 320. And if you look at our Navigraph charts now, you see that we're going to fly in a direct line now to San Francisco. All right. So we are landing runway 28 right, just to make sure again. And we're going to, again, come here and take a look at 28 right. There we go. And the frequency is 111.7. 284 is the radial. 284, 111.7 is set. And everything is configured for our arrival now into San Francisco. Let's go to a heading of 315 degrees. Is there more mountains in front? I hope not. What is our current altitude? You know what? I'm going to hold the altitude here because I'm suspecting... no, that's okay. That's okay. All right, let's go there. And I think it's somewhere over there. So let me change our heading now to 325. There we go. And let's take a quick look here. All right. Going to go to 335. And we want to go to vertical speed. And we're going to descend at 1,000 feet per minute. There we go. Perfect. And let's go to 224 knots. 225. 224 is clean. And we can go to flaps 1 at 204. Okay. All right, we're going to switch this to ILS now. We can extend the speed brake a little bit. All right, and let's arm the speed brake. There we go. And speed check, flaps 5.
Flaps 1. Flaps 5.
We have the glide slope and localizer now. And if you look here, you'll see that we have, this is San Francisco, so we're getting very close now. We momentarily will make the right turn, left turn there for the interception, and we'll be landing into San Francisco shortly, ladies and gents. So fasten your seatbelts. We're in for some turbulent flight. let me go ahead and increase our rate of descent just a little bit to 1,000 feet per minute as we arrive into our destination. Let's go and reduce our speed. Now if we look here, there we go. And now let me go to heading right there. All right. All right. We're looking good here, and continue the descent. Let's go ahead and go flaps.
Flaps 10.
Flaps 10. And we are at 200 knots.
Localizer alive.
Localizer arrive. Excellent. All right.
1000 to level off.
All right. So I can't really see anything, so we're just going to take a look here. You can see that we're aligned with the ILS now, and we just now have to manage our speed. So let me go to 180. 180. And speed check.
Flaps 20.
Right, looking good here. Visibility is not that great, so we can't really see. Things are subsiding, it looks like. Hey, Jay Furnari, welcome aboard. Very happy to see you here, my friend. Tiger the pilot, welcome aboard. All right, and we are almost there now, ladies and gents. I still don't have a visual with the runway, but here's a look. Ooh, sexy. Very sexy. All right, so we are at 1,800 feet, and let me just take a quick look here. So that's the localizer, that's the runway 28 right. So we are exactly where we need to be right now. And we just need to start reducing our speed now. So we'll go to 170. And let's go ahead and select gear down.
Gear down.
And we have the runway now. Wow, look at that, ladies and gents. All right, I think I can see the runway, barely see the runway. Right, so let's take a look at our final. VREF is, so we'll do 130. Right, we go back to 155, speed check.
Flaps 25.
Flaps 25 are set. We can see the glide slope needle now started moving. Looking good. Visibility isn't that great, but hopefully we can nail this one. Right, 150. All right, glide slope active. Right, let's arm the speed brake if it's not armed. There we go. Speed brake is armed. We're going to go to 130, speed check, and flaps 30.
Flap 30.
All right. The aircraft is configured. Everything is in tip-top shape. 130 is set. And what we'll do is we'll disconnect at 1,000 feet from San Francisco and hand fly the approach. Beautiful departure, though. Look at that. Wow. Look at the sky colors, guys. We'll do some replays for sure. But for now, let's just concentrate on this landing. Let me lower my armrest there on the chair. All right, 1,000. So let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. I'm going to retard the throttle. All right, so disconnect the autopilot. My aircraft. Let me reset my view. Okay. Wow, what a beautiful approach into San Francisco.
$500.
Auto throttle off.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10. Check reverse.
I think the flare wasn't all that great. 80 knots.
Out of reverse. Auto brake off. 60
And
knots.
we've made it. Yeah. Not the nicest of landings, but I'll take it. All right, let's cancel that. And we'll take a look at the replay. Shall we? All right, let's do that. All right, we're going to go back a little bit, enjoy the approach, and then we'll do subsequent ones with without too much. There we go. Okay. Wow, guys, look at X-Plane. Gotta remove that. Wow, absolutely gorgeous approach into San Francisco. No flare, but, you know, pretty nice. Let's do it again here. Wow, that was really, really cool. It is just really beautiful. let's do it again, maybe with the wing view this time. There we go. Notice the wing flex there, very nice and subtle. There's the reversers. X-plane is beautiful, ladies and gents, and this Felis aircraft is absolutely amazing. All right, let's close that. And there we go, back to the cockpit. Let's retract the flaps.
Flaps up.
Okay, perfect. Landing lights off. And strobes are off. We can come here and start the APU. Very nice airport again by Short Final. Both airports today are by Mr. X. Both beautiful airports for X-plane. Some of the best, really. This rendition of San Francisco is simply amazing. So two very nice airports, both in California, both by Mr. X. So. All right, flight directors can go off as well. There we go. San Francisco is another huge airport, very large airport. So you can see the tram there. Very nice rendition of San Francisco. All right, let's see. I think we can just park the aircraft. I think we'll go there. That looks like a cargo terminal there of some sort. Or maybe a maintenance hangar, but sufficient maybe for us to bring the aircraft to a stop away from the passenger terminal. Very, very nice. I really enjoyed this flight, guys. It was really, really a lot of fun. And I'm sorry if I missed any of your questions, but I really wanted to focus as much as possible on the flight so that I can perform everything there is to perform and help you guys then enjoy rewatching the stream and learning how to fly the aircraft. I think we've done everything by the book today for the most part. I might have missed a few things, but it was really, really a lot of fun to fly this Felis cargo variant in X-plane 12. All right, parking is set, and the APU should be on now. So the APU bleed is open. We're gonna turn on the auxiliary power. Let's see here. All right, and we can now set the engines. We're gonna kill the fuel on all the engines. We're going to come up here and we're going to turn off the nav light. Why is this? Ah, this didn't start. How come? I thought that the APU bleed was on. Okay, that's all right. We'll turn it back on. But it looks like we've lost all electrical power to the aircraft, so APU bleed is open. And let's see here. There we go. Excellent. All right, and we have electrical power back to the aircraft. And we can now turn off the beacon light off. And we can also turn that. In fact, we can come here and go to ground.
Cockpit to ground. Put the chocks on.
ECU disconnected.
Right,
Cockpit
connect
to
to
ground.
here.
Connect ground power.
Shocks are on.
All right, and we are going to... There we go.
Ground power connected.
Let's see. Okay. So, all right. Now we can go to our ground, payload. And we can go to, where is it? In performance, load calculator, payload. Ground. Yeah, well, we can open that. We can open those. And there we have it. The 747-200 cargo variant for XP12 by Felis. What do you guys think? I think it is really an aircraft that is a must-have for anyone with interest in classic jets. It's a beautiful aircraft, both inside and out, and the texturing is really of the highest order. Not only that, but the system fidelity is at par with any, of the high fidelity aircraft that we have come to expect in recent years. This is definitely up there with the big names. The Felis 747 is an in-depth simulation of the real 742, and this time around we have the cargo variant from Felis. Again, guys, if you already have the passenger variant, it's going to cost you $30 to purchase the cargo variant. This is, by the way, a lot of work to do. This aircraft's been in the making for quite some time, so this is not a brand new project. This has been worked on for quite some time. So if you do not own the current passenger version of the aircraft, this is then a completely new purchase, and you will not receive any discount. I believe the price is $79, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you're going to have to pay the full price if you do not have the passenger variant. Well, folks, it's been a lot of fun streaming this aircraft this evening with you, and definitely always a joy to fly the Queen in the air. And I will see you again on another X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Sim stream during the week. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.